What's up, Lock Talk family? It's your boy Jason, and I'm back for another YouTube video breakdown. Before I get started, hit that subscribe button, put that notification bell on. A majority of you, I think 65% of you, are all ghost watchers. So stop being a ghost watcher, show some love, subscribe so you never miss when I drop these videos. Again, guys, let's have a great week. We've been absolutely killing the plays, premium and all the free plays, the YouTube videos. Just go take a look at all the videos I post. We've been absolutely murdering the books, man. If you want to tap in, I put a special link with a code down below. So you get on my site and type it to premium. Just my thanks. I'm going to keep on doing this for maybe a few more weeks. I want to thank you guys for always tapping in, showing love on the YouTube. And just to reward everyone, go down below, get a package for that daily plan, and get the super discount. But all right, guys, so how did we do this week in premium, man? We absolutely crushed the books, man. Another profitable week. We hit at a 68% win rate. I'm gonna show you guys the screen right here. ROI was absolutely insane. So I want to go do it again, guys. I want to go crush the books with everyone. So if you guys want all my best plays, you want to get in for a week free, hit up one of our partner apps. Shoot me a DM once you're done with a screenshot of you signing up and making that deposit, and we'll go running up together, man. But nonetheless, I'm here to talk about some player prop spots. It's very, very early in the morning. So, of course, weather, pitchers, things like that can change. And let's get to it, man. Let me just go start off. So let's go talk about, I'm going to talk about 3 spots I think we can maybe take advantage of. And the first one is targeting my man, Patrick Corbin. So I love Patrick Corbin, bro. I think Patrick Corbin's hilarious. I've talked about him in another video. He'll be going against the San Francisco Giants. And man, this is not the exact play I'm looking at yet, but I do want to talk about it. So he's going to be going, he will be going against the San Francisco Giants. San Francisco Giants, they've been actually a top 6 hitting team against left-handed pitching, but they're also striking out at an insane rate, man. They strike out a 32% K rate against left-handed pitchers. Patrick Corbin is actually a left-handed pitcher, pitching at home, and this line right here is his earned runs, and he's been giving up a ton of runs, man. 70% over this line the last 10 games, but he's been going against some pretty tough competition. The San Diego Padres, the Cardinals are a good team against lefties, the Mets. Seattle actually hits better against lefties, Minnesota, and these were all at home. Generally, in his last few games, he gave up 10 runs against the Arizona Diamondbacks, and now he'll be going against the San Francisco Giants, who over the past 2 to 3 weeks have been one of the better hitting teams against left-handed pitching, but have been striking out at an insane rate. He hasn't been going too deep into games, which could be a negative or a positive. We'll see how much of a leash he gets against the Giants, and if he starts giving up maybe 1 or 2 runs to get pulled out. So even though this 2.5 line is attractive, I'm not really sure. Maybe if he'll pitch it long enough to maybe give up 3 earned runs, but he could definitely do it in like 1 inning. You never know what you're going to get with this guy. The one thing I will say, though, is because the K rate's so high, we'll see how Patrick Corbin does, but his line's still at 4.5. He's actually done okay against the strikeouts. And again, the Giants have been strikeout at one of the highest rates. So it's a very interesting thing because I do think he'll give runs. We'll see how many runs he gives, but he also can strike these guys out. 28th ranked in the last 30 days, but his K rate's one of the lowest in the leagues. However, I mean, he's been striking even the Padres. He had 7 strikeouts. He got 3 on Arizona, and he gave up 10 earned runs, bro. How insane is that? 6 against Cincinnati. Cincinnati's been striking at a pretty high rate. So the New York Mets, let's see where they at. They actually have been striking out at a pretty, league average rate. But yeah, man, I mean, he's been striking guys out, so he's a tough guy to really, I guess, make a decision on. If you look at his pitch mix, the sinker these guys don't strike out too much against the sinker. The slider, however, he really can crack these guys. And then the cutter, it's kind of league average. So I mean, I think Patrick Corbin, you could target his strikeouts. I mean, if you want to take that, I mean, the odds are definitely much more favorable, -110. The outs, I'll probably stay away from the over or the under. I mean, will he go after 5 innings? He definitely won't if he starts getting rocked, which the Giants can rock him for sure. The weather's also pretty favorable in Washington because that's where they're playing. But I also think he can give up some earned runs. So I think there's many ways you could play him. The strikeouts, the earned runs, or the outs. But I think it's tough. I think he has a pretty tough matchup against these Giants, and he'll probably get rocked for a few games. In terms of the earned runs, the last time he played these Giants, he gave up 7 earned runs against them. But again, you will be playing a lot of juice, -150, -160, if you want to go over 2.5 runs against Corbin. But he's definitely been going over this number. I think over earned runs or even over strikeouts are 2 different ways you can play it. But, you know, if he gives up 3 earned runs, will he get 5 strikeouts? The odds are he still can, but we'll see. Let's see. The last time he actually played him, he didn't get 5 strikeouts. It wasn't even close. Giants have actually been a pretty good hitting team against left-handed pitching, but they've been striking out at an insane rate. But yeah, that's like one guy I want to target. Let's see the next guy I want to look at. So let's go look at my man. Let's see, Hunter Brown. So Hunter Brown. So these odds are not correct. They're -145 right now. Hunter Brown's the starting pitcher for the Houston Astros, and I'm looking at his outs over 17.5. So he has to pitch through 6 innings. He'll be going against the Texas Rangers. Hunter Brown typically has pitched much better at home. He will be away in Texas in Global Life Stadium, and he actually didn't do that well last time against him. But that was the beginning of his season where he was getting absolutely rocked. He gave up. Let's see. In terms of earned runs in that game, he gave up 2 earned runs to Texas in April, and then when he last played him, he didn't much better. So this will be the 3rd time the Rangers see him this year. And in terms of the head-to-head, last time he went 6 innings, man, he pitched pretty well. He went through 6 innings, pitched 93 pitches. And in terms of the strikeouts, which he is very good. He has that strikeout, so he only gave out 5 strikeouts. Today, in terms of his strikeouts, he's also been hitting at a pretty high rate, 70% over this line. He got 8 strikeouts last time against the Pirates, the A's. But, I think the better line is probably his outs. I think he could definitely get in through 6 innings. He missed last time against the Pirates just by, 1 more out. But he's been doing very good, 90% over this line. I don't love that he'll be seeing him for the 3rd time and away from his home field. So that is one thing that makes this a little bit tougher. But the Rangers have not been hitting well against right-handed pitchers at all in the past month. If we look at the last 30 days, 25th ranked. Does he need to be a super high strikeout pitcher to do this? No, not necessarily. And we've seen it already, man. He has a pretty decent, strikeout rate against in all his pitch count mix. And he's already done it before, man. I think, Hunter Brown has been pitching much, much better throughout the course of the season. And later on in the season, he's definitely found his groove. I like this play, man. I think the outs is something that you could definitely look at. Rangers have not been hitting too well against right-handed pitchers at all. In terms of at least even the last 3 weeks, the Rangers are bottom of the league. Do they strike at a really high rate? No, that's why I'm not going to take his strikeouts, but I do think his outs is one way we could play him. So Hunter Brown over his outs is another way to look at it, but obviously it's not like the most unjuiced game. All right, and then the last one I want to look at, maybe this one's going to be a little bit of a contrarian one. Well, not really contrarian, but it's a tough spot, but I'm just kind of looking at the matchup. And Zac Gallen under 2.5 earned runs, something I am looking at. He has surprisingly enough, a favorable matchup against the Cleveland Guardians, who have not been hitting well at all over the past 30 days or few weeks. But Zac Gallen has not looked good either on his own right. So look at his last few games. Did well against the Nationals. They only gave him 1 earned run. Pittsburgh gave up 3. That was when he was at home. And then Chicago on the road didn't do that. And then at home against Toronto, you could see over here. But he's actually not pitched too well at home, man. Zac Gallen, last year pitched much better at home. On away so far this season, he's not done the greatest, especially in the beginning of the season. Let's see, in 2024, he's been 50-50 so far this year. But I think he's been doing much better, at least as of late. In the last 5 games, he's been hitting over 80%. The Dodgers were a tough matchup for him, in my opinion, going in Dodger Stadium. But so far, while he's been on the road, man, he's been doing a little bit better. And I think, of course, has he been doing super great in the last 5 games? No, man. He's getting rocked. He's definitely not the same since his injury and since he's been back. However, we take a look at Cleveland has not been doing too well against right-handed pitchers. They're actually one of the worst teams, along with the Rangers and the White Sox, against right-handed pitchers. You know, is this the best spot for Gallen to bounce back? I mean, the weather looks, you know, it's not the most favorable. Also, Cleveland is a more batter-friendly ballpark now. But I do think, you know, Zac Gallen can definitely, you know, bounce back here. It's actually a pretty, you know, decently favorable spot. Cleveland's been striking out a league average and not been walking at a high rate. So I think, you know, Zac Gallen, I still have some faith in him. I do think he can pitch pretty well into this game. I think he can maybe only give it 1 to 2 earned runs and get taken out in terms of in the 6th inning. And, you know, we'll be good to go. Then you may ask, you know, why not target his outs? I mean, we could target his outs. His outline is at 17.5. That's also not too bad, but I think it's pretty juiced. It's at minus 200. That's the reason why I don't like it. And you're gonna be saying, what about the K's? I mean, the Cleveland still historically has been a very hard team to strike out. Has he been getting the job done? He has been, but I mean, even look, the last 30 days, even the last few weeks, they've still either been league average or below league average. So I'd rather just take the earned runs. They're not been hitting for power. Even if they get on base, you know, the fielding has been decent in Arizona, and they've also been in a good groove. So, of course, if I could get 17.5 outs at a much better line, I would take it. But, guys, we're not laying minus 200. I'd rather avoid it. But I do think one way you could still play, because I think he'll get into 6 innings if he has a quality start, 2 earned runs or less. So let's go rock with Zac Gallen as the last spot I kind of want to target. So again, guys, thank you so much for tapping in. If you've been enjoying this content, again, please leave a comment. You always have a free chance to win a free daily card. And subscribe, man. Let's keep it going, man. Let's start the week off hot. And let's run it up. I'll see y'all soon.